Hello Cancer, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And you might want to go check out the other videos on this channel that pertain to your sun, moon, or rising sign placements. I think that'll give you a much more dynamic and holistic picture of what's going on in your week. Okay, so Cancer, let's get into it. What do you need to know? What is the message? What is going on with you? What is the situation that brought you to this tarot reading today? Well, it's an urgent matter. We've got the Eight of Wands to start us out. Now, we're going to lay out the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread, and that is going to include this confirmation card, mystery card. We're not going to look at that until the very end, so stick around. And we're going to see if that might, tie the reading together, give us that confirmation that we're looking for. Okay, so I see quite a bit of major arcana here. So I think it's probably a pretty serious situation for you. It may be a situation in which you feel is a little bit out of your control. I think you might be looking for ways that you can do something, right? That you can make some choice or in some way affect change or have some sort of influence on this situation. Because right now I get this feeling like you're kind of powerless a little bit, or you feel that way. And we're going to start today with the Emperor card, which is at the top of the spread here. And this is just kind of showing what the entire reading is about, kind of in a little nutshell. And I think it really is about you feeling like you have no control over this situation. Okay. The Emperor here, very serious, very disciplined, very just upright and authoritative and commanding, confident and assertive, can really dictate everything that they want, can move the pieces around, can influence the situation because of their authority and their power, right? And I'm feeling like maybe you're looking for this. Maybe you want a sense of control over your life, over this situation at least. Because we have this Emperor card, and also because we have so much major arcana, that it's just like the situation seems to be just happening to you, rather than you having any say in the matter, having any choice or influence or ability or control over it. Is that resonating with you? Does it seem like you would like a little bit more control over things, over your life, over this situation? Now let's see what this situation might actually be about. I think it might have to do with relationships. We're jumping around a little bit here today because we have so much going on that I don't think we should just stick to the path of the dove here to begin with. We'll get back to these cards, but I think the situation may be involving relationships. It may be either this desire that you have for just a perfect relationship, for a fulfilling union, for something that's deeply satisfying and connected. You really want this kind of beautiful, magical, connected, deep love relationship with someone. Could be you're in a relationship now, and maybe you're hoping that relationship is going to be this kind of fulfilling and deeply connected thing. Or you're single now and you're looking for this. But either way, I think the ideal relationship is something that you've been thinking about a lot lately. And maybe this is the situation that you wish you had a little bit more control over, or a little bit more say in the matter, right? It just seems like it's happening to you rather than you having too much control or too much say in the matter. We're going to get back to the path of the dove here, I think. We're going to go back to this Eight of Wands. This is about swiftness, urgency, quick decisions, quick actions, needing things to happen right now. And this could be a couple of things. So take this how it resonates. On the one hand, you could be really eager and anxious for this perfect relationship, for this soulmate situation that's been on your mind. Maybe you want that to happen really fast. You want it now. You don't want to wait. You're in a hurry. You're anxious about it. There's a sense of urgency and really eager energy here, right? And so maybe it is something that you really just want it now, and you don't understand why it's taking so long to happen, why you can't have it right now. And so it's creating a little bit of anxiety for you, I think. I think that you really do want this to happen now. On the other hand, this could be a relationship that you're in now that happened really quickly. That maybe you feel like it just kind of rushed upon you and suddenly you find yourself in this situation that you don't have much control over. See, it all comes back to that control and having things your way, doing things at your pace, doing things when you want them done, you having the influence and the say and the control over the situation, right? I think that's what it fundamentally comes down to. So again, this could be really either way. It could be that you want this to hurry up and happen, or that the situation you're in now came upon you so fast that you kind of feel like it got away from you, that you kind of lost control over it, right? And I really do think that it involves this ideal relationship, this soulmate situation that you've been thinking about a lot lately. We have the Hermit card that is crossing your path this week. Now, this could resonate a couple different ways. I'm getting kind of mixed feelings about this. This could be the state that you're in now, single, maybe you live alone, maybe you're a little bit introverted, maybe you spend a lot of time with yourself, right? Thinking about yourself, thinking about your needs, your desires, thinking about what it is that you want for the future, thinking about what kind of control you would like to have, right? If you could mold reality however you want, however you wish and you will, what would it look like, right? So this could be that. It could be you spending a lot of time on introspection lately and thinking about this perfect relationship, this soulmate situation, and just kind of ruminating on that a little bit. This could be that this week is the time for all of that, right? It could be that with this sense of urgency and this anxiety, this swiftness, this urgency, this really anxiety-causing sense of hurry and busy and rush, right? That either you feel now, I think you feel it now, but whether this is because the situation happened too fast or it's not happening fast enough. There's some sense of the speed of this thing is not to your liking. Either it's not fast enough or it's too fast, but it's not how you want it because you're feeling that lack of control. And so unless you're the one making the decisions and doing the work and kind of dictating how things are going, it's not going to be on your timetable. It's on somebody else's timetable. It's on the universe's timetable. But I think this week is all about this kind of introspection, slowing down, taking a breath, turning inwards, and really looking at this situation, trying to connect with yourself, with your intuition, with your inner light, with this calm, peaceful part of yourself, that quietude of the mind where you can kind of hear that small voice speaking from deep within your heart. That kind of, it sounds a little, but I think it's a week for that. I think that's a good sign that this week is maybe going to offer you a little bit more control by kind of taking a time out, right? If there's this sense of rush or things are just happening too fast or not enough, or it's just, it's never perfect. It's always either too fast or too slow. Things are not happening quickly enough, or this was forced upon you, this was rushed at you, and there's this lack of control because things seem to be going at their own pace, not at your pace. Take a break from it. Take a time out from that. Spend some time with this Hermit energy. Get to know yourself again. Take care of yourself. Communicate with your inner light, your inner being, your conscience, right? Your unconscious. And just reconnect with yourself a little bit so that you can find out what exactly is going on and whether maybe you should just kind of give in to the flow of the universe and go with it, right? Release some of this desire that you have to control everything and just let it flow, let it happen. Or maybe if there's something different that you want to focus on. Now, let's get to some of these other cards because I think the message is pretty clear for what we've already looked at. I think in the recent past, there's been a renewal of maybe a return to health. Maybe you got out of a situation where there was zero control or whether someone had too much control over you. And now you have this Ace of Wands attitude, this renewal of your own control and confidence, your own will. I'm getting the sense of like, you're finally free now to make your own decisions, kind of. And that you were in a situation previously where someone was making decisions for you. Or there was something that was kind of suppressing your will, your confidence, your autonomy, your freedom a little bit. But now you're free of that. And now you're never going to let that happen again. So that might be why there's this little bit of preoccupation with the control thing. It might be that you're kind of overcompensating for that past situation where you had no control or someone had control over you. And now you want all the control. You want this emperor style control, right? So that might be where we're getting some of this control theme from, is that past situation. I think deep down, you know what you want. I think you have a clear vision of what your life looks like. You have a clear vision of what this love connection, perfect union, what this soulmate situation would look like. I think you've thought about it a lot. You have a very clear vision of that. The Six of Swords here, very clear mind, very, very organized thinking. Okay, so that doesn't seem to be an issue. I think you're very, very well thought out. I think you know precisely what you want. But we also see this Queen of Swords. So while you have this beautiful Six of Swords energy, the future position is telling you that you need some of this Queen of Swords energy. And this is kind of having rulership or control over this beautiful plan, this very clear and focused thinking that you have, this clear vision for your future. But maybe you have to detach from that a little bit. Maybe there is this need for control, this sense of some issue with the timing is not to your liking, to your desires. Maybe you're just a little bit too connected, a little bit too attached to this prospect, you're a little bit too in the middle of it, right? So there needs to be a little bit of objectivity, a little bit of detachment. I think that you're very concerned with this theme, with this soulmate, this love situation, this connected relationship. You're very much involved with that desire, and it's not allowing you to have that kind of detachment, that objectivity. You still have this clear plan, clear thinking, great vision for the future of what you want, but you're so desirous of it that you're not able to see it clearly enough to either go with the flow or to exert that control that you do have. Because with all this major arcana, yeah, it may be that you're just kind of at the whim of the universe, right? Things are going to happen when they happen. There's not much you can do about it. But you can control your reactions to that. You can control how harmoniously or how easily you go with that flow of the universe. Are you going to resist the flow? Are you going to swim against the current, or are you going to swim with the current? Okay. And I think you'll understand that more when you take a step back, when you embrace this hermit energy and you look at it from a little bit of a higher perspective. You see the Queen of Swords up there kind of in the clouds, but looking down, able to see things from kind of get a bird's eye view of things, a little bit detached, not right down involved in the mix, but just back up a little bit to see things a little bit more clearly. Okay, now we're going to move properly over to the path of the Serpent here. And there's some more major arcana here. We already touched upon the Lover's card here. And this, again, is your focus on this soulmate relationship, this deep, loving, perfect union, perfect relationship, commitment, beauty, everything. That ideal situation. That I think you're very much focused on lately. I think this has been on your mind a lot. I think it may involve a water sign person, a masculine energy, not gender specific, just someone with kind of a masculine energy about them, but a water sign. And it could be that you're getting kind of some mixed feelings from this person, mixed signals, or if this is your person now or a potential person or someone that you already know, I think there's a little bit of uncertainty or confusion there. I think sometimes you feel it with this person, sometimes you don't. And it's not really clear who this person is or what they might mean to you or what the feelings are, or if this is going to be or is this perfect soulmate union, deep connection. Okay? But there's some water sign person in your life that you're having a little bit of trouble getting a read on. Okay? The next card we come to is the Art or Temperance card. And this is in the position of your fears, concerns, and worries. I think that this is that part of you that may as yet be a little bit unconscious or a little bit below the surface, right? That in some way you are in a rush for this Lover's card, this perfect union, this soulmate situation, because for some reason you feel a little incomplete. You don't feel like you are a whole person by yourself. I think that you feel that there's something lacking, that there's a piece of you that will be filled in by this soulmate situation, by finding your match. It's going to be that missing piece of you. I'm not in agreement with that line of thinking or that philosophy, right? I think two people need to be just glorious, radiant suns, stars, on their own, for them to come together and really have that perfect soulmate situation, right? That's my personal opinion. But I'm getting this feeling that there's something missing. You have this kind of existential feeling that something is missing. Something's incomplete about you. And I think this might be influencing your sense of urgency, your sense of really wanting this soulmate situation, perfect union, to happen when you say it should happen. Right now, or in exactly 27 minutes, or whatever. I think you want it on your timetable because you feel that something is missing and it's creating that more, like I said, existential kind of dread that there's one piece of you missing. In the projected outcome future, we see the Lust, Strength card. Okay, this is kind of you taking that control that you've been wanting. But it's not the control that you think. It's not the Emperor kind of control. Right? The Emperor is about controlling the circumstances, telling people what to do, when to do it, organizing things, really just dictating how the material world should organize itself and function. Right? That's the kind of control that I think you consciously want. You want to tell the universe what you want, when you want it, and how you want it to arrive. Okay? And what you want it to look like, all of it. The lust or strength card is about having that control over ourselves that was either going to swim against the current or swim with the current. We talked about that. So this is having control primarily over yourself, over your being, your nature, your powers, your abilities, right? To either live in harmony with nature, with the universe, with your circumstances, or fight against it, right? But this is, I think, the more fundamental control. Because if you can control your reactions, your desires, all the aspects of your being, of you, then I think you will have more influence over the external world, over your environment. And it may not seem to be that way, but I think once you're in that kind of harmony with yourself and you're in control of yourself, things are going to start happening around you to support that and to support you. And it's going to be those kinds of synchronicities or those, those coincidences that just give you the success and the perfect timing, right? Things might seem like they are out of your control, but when you start to notice that everything kind of happens right on schedule, even though you haven't done anything but control yourself, right? And swim with the current, then that universe is going to support you and give you what you need when you need it. Okay? But it's about that kind of control and having that kind of magical energy and passion and control with yourself, with your environment, and really trying to harness some of this fiery energy that we see with this Emperor and with what we talked about with the Ace of Wands, okay? With that situation in the past, this new freedom and power and control. And I think it's a great strength that you have. But it just seems maybe that it's misdirected right now, okay? So think about that as well. And again, let me know if this is resonating with you. There's a lot going on here today. We're going to take a look at this confirmation card and see what else it might reveal to us about this situation. What do we have? The Eight of Discs. Okay, so this to me is going back to this Hermit energy. And I think these cards are connected. And with that Hermit card, that kind of slowing down, taking a break, taking a time out, to reconnect with yourself, right? I think the Eight of Discs is very much about that. It's very much about slowing down, kind of nurturing things, nurturing yourself, self-love, self-care, allowing yourself to grow, allowing the situation and the circumstances and the things around you to grow at their own pace, to just feed them what they need, give them love, attention, care, and they will grow in their time, as they're meant to. Okay? So this is really about slowing down and paying attention to the details. Not trying to rush things. You can't force a tree to grow any faster than it's meant to. You can feed it and water it, give it sunlight, and whatever trees need. And you can help it grow, but you can't hurry it along. You can't rush those kinds of things, right? When things grow naturally, you can't rush them. So that's what the Eight of Discs here is signifying. And so I think it really is kind of going back to this Hermit card and really giving us that moment to take a breath, take a time out, reassess things, utilize this objectivity, and then a little bit of detachment. Get in touch with yourself again. Focus on you, your peace, your calm, your well-being, and things will start happening as they should. Cancer, thank you so much for letting me read for you today. We're going to look at this a little bit in the extended version. You can become a member to this channel by clicking on the link down in the description box. This was your weekly tarot forecast. Thank you.